said, hey, you approach me. I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like a fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to Fantastic Hip Hop, how stuff just got much worse for J. Cole. I mean, I know that Joe Budden went crazy on him. And I know some people have been calling him, like, passive-aggressive and, like, delusional. And, like, J. Cole is my second favorite rapper, but I'm not going to lie. Sometimes he moves kind of, like, like, odd. And it's, like, I don't even think it's intentional. I feel like he is trying, like, ironically, he said in the song, you can't please everybody. And it's hard trying or whatever. But I feel like that's what he tries to do. Like, I feel like he tries to please everybody and make sure everybody's, like, happy with his decision. And if they're not, then he's explaining to the other side why and explaining his. And I've always said, even though Kendrick is my favorite rapper, with that whole, and I have some nails missing. My birthday was yesterday. Shit got crazy. Anyways, so even though Kendrick's my favorite rapper, and I was, like, not really fucking with Drake for this period of the beef, because before I was fucking with him heavy, but then, like, when the allegations started coming out, I was like, oh, wait, hold on. But I understand why Drake would have been mad at J. Cole a little bit, you know, for the whole apology. I get it to an extent. And I feel like those two, Kendrick and Drake, stood on what the fuck they felt. Whoever you thought was wrong, it didn't matter, because they stood on that shit. Nobody swayed. And I feel like J. Cole has been constantly like, oh, well, no, but I understand you and I understand you and we can all get along. Like, I think he's like the kumbaya mofo, and it's just not gonna work like that, you know? Anyways, let's get into it.
J. Cole's new song, Port Antonio, has been released into the rap world, and it is becoming more and more polarizing by the second. This song has sparked a ton of controversy all over the hip-hop world for the mixed message of the track, which many think ignores the fact entirely that despite anything else that Cole said or did, that he did indeed release a full-on diss track aimed at Kendrick Lamar and entered the battle.
See, if he didn't do that, I think the worst thing people could have said is just like, oh, he's scared of Kendrick. Not everything else that has come out.
7-minute drill. And now, while I'm not here to pick apart J. Cole's choices anymore on this cut, what is important and has added even more context to this divisive moment in hip-hop is some inside information about the state of J. Cole's career behind the music, which has helped add some context to why many have been saying he is all over the place in this moment in time. And now with this news, it's not talking about J. Cole's personal life because he keeps things there very private and unproblematic, but actually what it reveals is that what's been ripping up Cole is actually turmoil within his own label and crew in Dreamville, as it has been reported from inside the industry and sources near and around Cole, that when it comes to J. Cole's decision in this entire feud, and about specifically Kendrick Lamar, that things within his Dreamville camp have not been good at all, and they have seemingly pushed him to do things that his heart was never in. And now initially, what cracked this story and revealed this information was a report from Wayno, who, if you don't know who he is a respected journalist in the hip-hop space who has been a part of the culture in various ways for years. And now to add even more validity to this information, just to show where his pedigree actually, meaning he was directly on the front lines when this beef was freshly in the air, and people were waiting to see what Cole would do after dropping Might Delete Later and his Kendrick diss 7-minute drill. So all in all, first off, to just validate this source, considering that Wayno was literally employed by Dreamville to be the bridge between the artist and the people at this major festival, there's really no incentive that we can see for him to lie about this. So now with this report, Wayno said when it came to what he heard in his time around Dreamville, and what was echoed throughout people who he is close to that are a part of Cole's label and crew, is that the general consensus of what most of Dreamville believed is that compared to both J. Cole and Drake, Kendrick Lamar is overrated and he has not contributed to hip-hop culture in the way that the general public and hip-hop heads have praised him for doing. Kendrick's label Top Dog Entertainment to the level that they do other crews in hip-hop and do not see them as equals as a whole. And now because
this is so sad, bro.
Of course, all around J. Cole. The point Wayno was making is that with all of this animosity against Kendrick right in his own house, Cole was pressured to respond to Kendrick with a diss originally and do what they believed was put him in his place. And now something interesting to note about this that very well may tie things full circle here is that if we remember when J. Cole was actually on stage apologizing to Kendrick during his set at Dreamville Festival, he did talk about how he saw the people around him frustrated for what he was doing in that very moment, which does indeed add to this idea that Cole's own crew were the ones who escalated the situation and pushed him to do something that he never intended to in the first place. But now building on all of this, and really making this report seem both more real and also showing off the fact that beyond the Kendrick beef, things in Dreamville really may be going under, and this is why we have seen such a chaotic year from Cole and them all around, was that on a social media post that showed off this clip of Wayno telling us about this inner turmoil, none other than who is considered the #2 guy in
Dreamville. Bro, y'all don't understand, bro. Y'all don't understand the hurt that's in my soul. I've always said I felt like there was some inspiration from Kendrick to Jid. And Jid is he's not young, but he's like one of the newer artists. And I was just like, I love him. He's amazing. I love Cole. I love Kendrick. And it don't seem like everybody on the same side now. Oh, this is really something. This is really something. I'm hurt. I thought they liked each
could
other.
Be the number one in the near future in JID responded to the post, first clarifying that it was not him who was dissing Kendrick, and then
okay. All right. Who else we got? Boss. Whatever. Earth Gang, I fuck with them. Kaz. You feel me? Ari Lennox, I fuck with her. Who else? Loot. I don't give a fuck.
Saying, what? I don't even hang with Dreamville like that. But making this even crazier, JID quickly deleted these responses, and fortunately, some users did capture this. And now by seeing this moment, which Jid assumed we all thought would go away. Well, first off, this reveals that Jid wants no issues with Kendrick and is not a part of this group in the label who seemed to—
Okay, alright, hold on. This is, sorry y'all, it's a roller coaster of emotions, and I know I'm pausing a lot. I really do apologize.
To be against him, which should not be a surprise if you see just how similar their styles are in terms of how much influence Jid has taken from Kendrick, and also how on his album, The Forever Story, he references and mentions how important Kendrick Lamar and his album Section 80 were to him in his development both as a person and as an MC. But now beyond just Jid, in the grand picture of this all, when we look at every crew, and what seems like his growing separation from them, when we look further into this information, it all seems to check out on Jid's end, despite deleting these responses quickly to try and avoid them from going viral and stirring up more controversy about the state of where J. Cole and his crew are at. Because all in all, these words from Jid, from what we can see, connect a lot of loose ends together and start to make sense of what has been going on in Dreamville behind the scenes post. This first off only adds more validity to these comments as a whole, because it's showing that he had ultimately decided to hold back unraveling the full extent of his frustration with his label. And now even just outside of this beef for a second, when we look at the fact that when it comes to major music releases at this point, as Jid has not put out any new solo music since 2022, despite him gaining so much popularity and getting on so many big-time features which have made for major hits. And as we know, he has hinted at wanting to drop new music over and over again, and yet nothing has happened besides independent drops that he's done on YouTube. These issues between him and the label very well could be the reason why it seems like he's being shelved at this point, and even beyond Jid alone. This shift in the culture around Dreamville and Jid's attitude about the label could also explain why the duo who introduced JID to Dreamville in the first place in Earth Gang left the label and went independent not too long ago as well. And all in all, if people like Jid—
Oh, they not even on the label? I fuck with Earth Gang. They really like that. Y'all need to listen to them. They really like that. Okay. The puzzle pieces, if y'all just go back to who I fuck with, puzzle pieces are puzzling. Piecing?
Earth Gang, who have shown that they are students of hip-hop and the culture, feel alienated from the crew now. It's really starting to paint a picture that what we saw from Dreamville at their peak is no longer what's really going on at the label, which also considering how their output in terms of collab projects like Revenge of the Dreamers has declined, and we have gotten no word on the 4th installment coming anytime soon. This is only adding another piece of evidence that Dreamville is in shambles right now and that it is all dumping out on Cole. So when we connect what Wayno is saying with Jid's comments that seemingly confirm that parts of Dreamville hate Kendrick, which also seem to show us that there is more chaos within the label, Jid says that he does not even associate with them anymore. From all of this, while we can't fully see the extent of what is going on within Dreamville, with Earth Gang gone at this point, their biggest signee besides J. Cole saying that he no longer even hangs out with people in the label, and somebody who is literally on the front lines as an employee during the beef and who has had countless industry connections saying that everyone around J. Cole despises Kendrick Lamar. All of this comes together to reveal to us that there has been a shift within the very culture of Dreamville compared to where the label used to be. And that when we understand this moment in time from Cole and see why so many of his choices have just been so confusing and polarizing, which at the end of the day all stem back to how he decided to respond to Kendrick Lamar and then take it back. This decision to act out of character and what has changed the perception of Cole forever for a lot of people very well could be because of the forces around him misguiding him in various ways, as opposed to him genuinely wanting to create chaos in the rap world. And now, as J. Cole always does seem like somebody who is well-intended and kind-hearted, I don't think this is a bad assumption with everything we know, because at the end of it all, when we look at J. Cole in 2024, it seems like a lot of the time he has been well-meaning with his choices, but for whatever reason, he is steering things into directions where they have ended up having—
Cause he trying to please everybody and he can't. He can't. Mofos is on two. That's like, let's say this presidential election, somebody trying to, well, I like him and I'm going to make them happy, but wait. No, it's two completely different sides. The mofos do not like each other. They don't fuck with each other. They will never fuck with each other. And you cannot try to play both sides. These people, because now Kendrick fans are mad. I'm not mad personally, but I'm just like, it's just weird. Stay on its side, just or just handle your shit personally. Damn.
Ridiculous that somebody who's the head of their label could have things shift and could be misguided. We have seen in the entirety of the music business, and specifically in hip-hop history, even with rappers and producers who created their own imprints like Dr. Dre, have their crews get shaken up, taken over by bad business people, and then steer the direction of the label into a place where it was never meant to be. And right now, based on all these pieces which are laying out right in front of us, this very well could be what's going on with J. Cole right now, which is why the biggest rappers from the label are moving away, and why overall, who we thought was one of the most well-hearted people in all of the genre, and of course Cole himself, has never been more polarizing. So now with all this said, let me know.
like I've spoken enough. I'm so sorry for the amount of that I talked, but this just really hit me in the soul. This hit me in the soul. Y'all gonna take a trip? Y'all took a trip. If you hear right now, you took a trip, an emotional roller coaster of how I felt through this. Like I said, I just feel like he's trying to please everybody, which he said he wasn't gonna do and he can't do. And it's just like at this point, he don't need to say shit else. Okay, he said what he said. He apologized to Kendrick way early on. He basically apologized to Drake just now. It's just like, and then what that does is I feel like have those two now looking at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like it just makes you look crazy. You know, like I said, I love him. I think he's a dope rapper. The lines are a little, some of the lines are a little like, but it's just he needs to like go back into isolation or something and woosah a little bit so that he can, you know, it's not looking so good right now. Let this shit die down, release the fall off, shut everybody up. Happy year. Merry Christmas. Shit, I don't fucking know. Put Drake and Kendrick on the fall off. Shit, make everybody happy. I don't know. Like, at this point. I don't know. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all in the next one.